Breaking a glass ceiling, that's definitely one thing, but you know, what I say a lot on the campaign trail is I might be the first Native woman in Congress, but I am absolutely not going to be the last. This pomegranate blossom is by a Laguna artist, so I like to wear it.
Deb will be our very first Native female member of Congress.
Congress has never heard a voice like mine. On campaigns, you always try to think of a catchy phrase, right? And that just seemed to sort of sum it up, right? Look, right now, running for Congress, I don't have another Native woman in Congress that I can consult with who can tell me, yes, this is what I did, this is how you do it. We started from scratch on our campaign, but I have largely done a lot of things from scratch as well. I started running when I was 40 years old. I just realized that something I should try. Back when I was growing up, they didn't really push girls to be in sports. I started working when I was close to 15 years old at a local bakery. I'd walk there every day after school. Nobody told me to go to college. So when I turned 28, I actually was still working at the bakery. I actually looked in the mirror and said, am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life? I started out part-time, graduated 6 years later from UNM with an English degree. And 4 days after that, my daughter was born. I was grateful that I didn't go into labor during finals. Yeah, it was, you know, I was great big and pregnant. When I was in law school, I applied for food stamps, and luckily that helped us through the remainder of my law school career. Unless you're a single mom, it's probably difficult for anyone to really understand what it's like. Right now, her and I both have student loans, so we're both paying them off. So in 2004, I got involved in the Kerry Campaign. That is definitely when I realized that we needed more Native Americans participating. And I wrote a lengthy letter to Senator Kerry and his campaign, letting them know why they needed to invest more time and resources in New Mexico for the Native vote. I think there are a lot of misconceptions that folks have about Native American communities. And I say communities, but they're actually sovereign Indian nations.
We do have various candidates that come out and ask that they make presentations before our tribal council. Mm-hmm. They ask for our endorsements, but we haven't endorsed a candidate in quite a while.
I know one candidate you've endorsed, though, recently.
Yes, and that was you. We haven't done that in quite a while. So.
Thank you. I'm very grateful for that. The U.S. government and state governments have a government-to-government relationship with Indian tribes. They are their own separate governments. The U.S. government has a trust responsibility to Indian tribes, and I think there's a lot of Americans that don't understand that, but I think there's a lot of people in Congress that don't understand it either. I would take a car full of volunteers and we would drive to a pueblo and start knocking on doors. The last man that I registered stood up and shook my hand and said, "Thank you so much. I've always wanted to vote, but I never knew how."
Our candidate that we're here to honor tonight is a really special person in so many ways. I know she's going to be the first Native American woman in Congress.
I saw her speak at a Bernie rally and was really inspired, and then saw that she was hiring and decided that I wanted to intern with her. Sometimes I forget, and then I realize, like, we're gonna elect the first Native American woman.
There is so much riding on this election. We have to win this House back. I do not intend to lose. Right? Oh my gosh. Well, you know, I get I cry a lot on this campaign because I get extremely emotional, right? It's an emotional thing to run in a campaign like this.
It's really inspiring, just because I've never seen someone like me who works in a position like that, so it's great.